Here's the game plan. I'm gonna go down there and shoot some photos. Now the goal is to get some blurry motion of the water that's down there. I don't have any expectations other than the fact that I want to shoot some long exposures in like the worst time of day. Of course, gotta have a tripod. I got a light one. Got some waders. Thanks for the waders, Dad. I'm gonna put them into use now. So the camera I'm going to be using is a Canon 60D. I do like the fact that it's really small, something that I can keep with me. The lens I have on here is a 24-105, and really the only reason is because the filter that I'll show you later fits on this lens, and I think it'll be really good. I haven't been down there in a while, so I didn't even go scout it out before I came here. So we may get down there and it'd be complete rubbish, who knows. But it's worth a shot, right? And of course, the quadcopter. So the problem with having so many stinking tripods is that you've always got so many different tripod heads or plates. And the worst thing to do is to remember to bring the tripod but forget the stinking plate. So I have like 3 or 4 of each tripod I own, just in case. I've been known to duct tape a camera to a tripod before. Alright, so this is going to be my rig here. 6D on a Vanguard Alta 263 AB100 and a Gitzo MH1301 mini ball head. So, finally made it down to the water's edge, and I'd forgotten how steep the rock embankments are in here. It's going to be rather challenging to get into the water, not to mention the fact that the water's moving pretty quick, and I don't want to be finding myself being washed down the snake with all of my camera gear. That wouldn't be very good at all. Here, let me show you what we got going on here. See if I can get all of this to just be like silk. So still have a nice bright sky, but make all of this be super silky. I don't know if we can do it or not, but we'll give it our best go, right? hopefully it'll fall. So I'm going to talk to you about this ND filter that I have on the end of my lens here. Now what I really love about this is that it's a variable ND filter, in that you can rotate a filament in front of the lens and that filament will darken down the exposure. So that last exposure I just shot was 5 seconds. That was my shutter speed, and then my aperture was f/22 ISO 100. And then I was able to stop the camera down. I'm going to play around a little bit with these exposures, and then hopefully we can get something to be proud of and hang on our wall. Saw me doing there. Number one, you probably saw that I wasn't touching the camera. I'd hit the button, take my hands off, and allow the camera to take the photo. So it was on a 2-second time delay. And the reason for that is because my camera is stopped down so low that I can't obviously handhold that. And I don't want to have any vibrations in my hands that's going to affect the photograph. The other one was, and why you always use lens hoods, is that I was getting a lot of flare from the sun, and I put my hand over the lens to protect it from the sun giving me that angle of refraction into my actual camera body. So that's kind of what I was going on there. But I'm pretty happy with the photo I got. Now I'm going to see what else I can get into. Maybe try and throw those waders on. Alright, so technically I could get in, but it's been my experience that every time I get in without any kind of wader on, I get a wet rear end. I'm always like kneeling down to see what the camera sees. Good news, Dad, they fit. Other than the fact you got me in the waist a little bit. I think we're about the same size. How awesome is this? Alright, so I'm gonna get out there and wade in, test it out, see if I fall before I actually take a camera in there, because that would really stink. Alright, here we go. Point of wanting to get in the water is to get the camera down to the water's edge. So I think rather than wading into the middle, because this water is moving really fast, I'm just going to try and stay close to the edge here. That way if I do go in, then I can actually grab onto the side and throw my camera up or something. Who knows? recap. First things first, awesome waders, Dad. I'm using them currently. Just sitting in a nice pool of freezing water. These waders are insulated and feeling pretty good, actually. All right, camera-wise. So just to recap, Canon 60D. Now I was using that variable ND filter, so I was able to stop the shutter way down with the help of increasing the aperture up to like f22, which is the maximum aperture that this lens that I was using can do. I was able to rotate the front filament of that filter and stop all of the light that's able to get into the camera down. And that allowed me to slow the shutter down to about 3 seconds to 5 seconds with that aperture of 22. So I'm pretty happy with the images that I got here today. I'm eager to get back and edit them, and then I'll post them up at the end of this video, so make sure that you stay tuned and look for those. But if you guys have any questions or comments, or you want to see anything, man, feel free, hit me up in the comments section down below and I'll get to it. There's so much to shoot, so much to do. Just get out there, create something, get out of your norm, get out of the routine, throw some waders on, sit in a pool of freezing cold water in the snake. I mean, what else can you do, right? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys later if I can get out of this pool.